Okay guys, sorry about that. I knew something was bound to happen here. So I am sharing my entire life story and I am jumping all over the place. But what I'm sharing with you is my mother was a smoker. And I remember times over at house number 2, maybe not house 1, but house 2, where I would sit on her lap while she'd be listening to her headphones. That was a big thing. She was listening to her 45's music and we would sing. And I would ask her to take a drag off of her cigarette. Did you ever do that? You ever take a drag off somebody else's cigarette? Maybe when you were a kid. Let me tell you something. I don't want to ride on this too long. But I did, even before I was in school, I was smoking cigarettes. Just taking hits at that time. Also, I remember that when we used to go deer spotting and stuff, they would have beer in the car. So I'm gonna just leave it on my life, not my siblings' life, but let me just say that I drank. I even drank then. Not before I was driving, it was usually after. And even during those times, I kind of didn't want to drink. But I did it because it was a sociable thing. Same with cigarette smoke. But I did it because the people in my life were doing it that I loved and that I looked up to. Did you ever feel that way? Did you ever do things in life that because somebody you love or somebody you look up to does it, so you decide you're going to do it? That's me. That's what I did. Can I just make a suggestion to you? Just because somebody else is doing something, please don't do it. Please don't do it for that reason. Okay? But I'm not judging. If for any reason you do things, you do them. Okay? How about that? Our secrets can be safe together. Let me tell you something. I'm sharing this with you because there's nothing just about that I haven't done. Really. Really, for the most part. You know, innocent things like that. And sometimes, at least in my generation, we're raised that that's really bad, that's really wrong now. Okay, now. But back then it wasn't. Okay? So we would drive around, we would all be drinking, even the kids. Me. Did I say kids? I meant me. So, with that being said, I want to let you know too, as we close up Lafayette, I said it was with the skunks. But on the end of Lafayette, when you step out the back door and you take a right, so you'll be going up this way on Lafayette Street. Just before we left there, I had a really good friend that I was connecting with. And we went up to the other end of Lafayette Street, and on a wall we skipped school. You will find out that I skipped a lot of school. And we bought at that House Mini Mart store that I was telling you about in videos prior to this. We bought our first pack of cigarettes. Cool. And you know why I liked Cool? Because it was cool. What a name of a cigarette. Cool. I'm cool. Now people will start accepting me because I got a Cool in my mouth and I'm blowing out smoke like a chimney. You know, how cool is that? Tracilyn, VCAT, the human chimney. I was an idiot. What can I say? I was an idiot. And I also liked Cool because it was spelled with a K, kind of like VCAT. Is that where I got the idea at? I don't know. I'm rhyming again, aren't I? But let me tell you something. So up on that wall, me and my friend, we skipped school and we smoked our first cigarettes. Only we smoked almost the whole pack together. The whole pack. Oh, I felt awful. And the whole time I'm doing it, I really wish I didn't. I had a weird feeling on my tongue. I didn't know how to smoke at that time. And I kind of burned myself. I wasn't good with fire. Remember I told you that? So it was an awful experience for me. I needed him helping me up onto the wall and helping me down the wall because I was scared of heights. But when I look back on it now, I wish I wouldn't have done it. I really do. I wish I wouldn't have done it. I wish I wouldn't have done it to be cool. Okay? So that's just my feeling. If you're doing it, I'm not judging you. I know a lot of friends that smoke. I usually back away from it now because it did affect my voice and I love to sing. Obviously right now I could not sing you a song properly. I don't know what's going on there. Probably the humidity maybe is low. I don't know. Shouldn't be. It rained a lot today. So check this out. Fear. The world tries to scare us in every way possible. Please don't be scared of me. Please don't be scared of me. Let me tell you, I'm making a joke out of a lot of the things that I'm talking about. And I know a lot of this, maybe you're thinking, this is boring. Is it boring? If it's boring to you, how about you do me a favor? How about you just leave a comment down below? The real reason that I'm sharing this message is because I think it's important for myself to hear myself speak. Because I'm ready to seal the deal. You see, last year, about a year and a half ago, I had my heart crushed, opened up. And I'll talk a little bit about that another time, maybe. I hope I have enough time to share that with you. I might not have enough time to share the details with you. But let me tell you something. I spent many years on this road with a dog that I had, praying to a God that I believed in. Praying to a God I believed in, that I was told existed. I don't know if it's true or not. What about you? Let me tell you something. After this, my life has changed dramatically after years of being here. Okay? Years of soul searching, deep within my heart, trying to figure things out. You know? With that being said, I want to wrap things up on Lafayette Street. And I'm going to start to share with you right now some of the fun moments that I had down this road. Because as long as there's sunlight and I have memory on this camera, I kept telling myself I'm going to keep the camera rolling. But let me tell you, it's very important to me because after Las Vegas, things didn't come out the way that I would have hoped at all. The way that I dreamed, the way that I planned. It came out, and to me, some of the things came out pretty gruesome. Kind of like this. I listen to my voice sometimes, or I see the way I look, and I say, Tracilyn, you're losing all the beautiful qualities in a lot of areas that you worked hard on. And that bugs me. Did anything ever like that bug you when you get stressed out? You get worried, concerned, scared? That you're losing some of the qualities of things that you appreciate about yourself? I hope not. But humans, we're human. I have. Okay, that's where I am in life right now. Let me be honest with you. That's where I am. So I spent that year, over the last year and a half, busking and playing my guitar on the street corners or sidewalks of cities in Ohio. And now I'm in Pennsylvania sharing my life story. Okay? Let me tell you, I reevaluated my life. And there were times that I fell down into a puddle of tears because I went from beginning to end. Puddle of tears. And I told myself, this is the last time. This is the last time I'm going to do this. And I'm going to seal it like a Ziploc bag. And I'm going to carry it over to that barrel in my imagination. As a toddler to my birth home. I'm going to drop that in there and I'm going to light it myself. I'm going to light it, I'm going to burn it. I'm going to forget about it. And you might say, well, why forget about it, Tracilyn? Because I don't want to relive my life over and over again. I want to start living a new life. What do you think of that? Pretty crazy, huh? It's not that I want to forget, or I wouldn't be sharing this and posting it on YouTube. It's that it's time to make amends and peace and move on to something new, something different. Okay, something different. What that is, I don't know. But I'm ready to move on. I've had enough of being here with my old life. I want to share my story as quickly as possible. I might not get everything uploaded, but not only for myself. I have a son that I don't know if he is mine. I'm going to be honest with you. What do you think of that? That's pretty ugly, isn't it? That can really upset people. But I don't know. I'm going to be honest. I don't know if he's mine or not. You know? I want to find out someday, but I may never find out. And he knows who he is. I love you. I love you a lot. I think of you every day. And I do wonder, are you mine? Because I'm yours. I'm yours no matter what. And I hope there's forgiveness because I have not been with my son. I have not been with my son since he was 8 months old. And I keep believing someday, when he's 18 years old, he'll come hunt me down, maybe trip me, tackle me into the shrubs over here, and start asking me for questions. And I hope him watching this will give him many answers that he's been thinking about. Maybe he's struggling with some of the things that I am. So let's not focus on that too much. So check this out. I spend a lot of time back here with my dog. Park the car up the road, sometimes on Old State Road. And I had a boxer dog. And I'll share with you how I got that boxer dog into my life. Let me tell you something, I'm not too proud of how we first met. But I'll tell you what, I'm very grateful he was in my life. He taught me a lot about life, of things that I would have never learned, possibly any other way. And what I would do is I would let him off the leash, and he always had to run way up there. He'd already be up by that one pole. Here, let me point. Let me see. You see that telephone pole right there? Not this one here. Hold on, right there. There we go, this one, way up there. Yes, he'd already be up there, and I'd be yelling for him to come back. And his face, to see his face when he would come back. I wouldn't yell at him mean. I'd tell him, get back here. He knew my voice. And he'd come back, and he'd kind of always have his head kind of down, like, why aren't you keeping up with me, kind of thing. And I'll tell you what, I often walked along here with my head held low, thinking of things, looking around, trying to figure things out. I was going to a church, which I'm going to explain later on down the road. I was going to a church, as I have gone to many churches throughout my life. But this church was a lot different. In this church, they had some of the most powerful music I've ever heard my whole life. And I'm all about music. I found out later on in this church that the worship leader, he was my second cousin. I don't want to write a whole lot about that now. You'll probably end up going back to that later. But can I just tell you that after going there, my life changed. I used to get involved in what they call life groups while I was there. And life groups were just where maybe on any other day of the week or at any other time on a Sunday, you would get together at different people's houses. Sometimes they'd come to yours. Never mind. I wanted to go to theirs. So for a lot of different reasons. I would go to their houses over in Lancaster County. I love to drive. I love to travel. Love to see new things. Love to see new houses. Love to hear different people's perspectives. I would go to these gatherings, these life groups. And what we would do is we would read books based on Christianity, faith. And then we would meet and we would talk and discuss this in a circle. Usually had some kind of prayer. Food, always food. Christians love to eat, you know. Yes, they do. They love to eat and drink water. Or fruit punch, iced tea, I don't know. Maybe beer. Do you like to drink beer if you're a Christian? I don't know. Whatever you want to drink. Formula. I like to drink formula. And we would talk about these things at our life group. There, you'll find out that there were situations that occurred within the life group that kind of made me scratch my head a little bit. You know, just a little, like a monkey. Scratch my head like a monkey. So eventually I separated from there. Still on this road seeking. And I kept going to that church. And eventually I stopped going to that church. And as I go through life, you're going to find out. I don't want to rush ahead, but I stopped going to that church. But I spent a lot of time on this road during those years. And I'll figure that out as we go along. Praying and talking to God. Thinking He's up there. He's up there somewhere. Not knowing He's inside of me. He's inside of you. And I don't want to preach to you. That's not what I'm about. Please don't go. Please. I want to share my life with you. I have a lot of questions, even to this day. You know, I have a lot of answers. Believe it or not. I have a lot of beliefs. Corrupted, maybe. I don't know. But we're gonna walk through my life journey of 40 years. I'm calling catch-up series. Catch-up. Did you ever get ketchup all messy up on your face? Figured it's time that I share my life story with the entire universe on YouTube. Thank you, YouTube. I love you. It's gonna take a lot of time. Starting tomorrow, I'm going to be sharing with you one of the biggest tragedies of my life. My mother almost dying in front of me. It was a very scary moment that I will never forget. I often reflected back on, but know this, I have total forgiveness now. Now, I don't know if my mother does. I hope she does. I love her. I don't want to share too much of her life story. I want to share mine. This is the family that I was raised in. These are the things that happened. Tomorrow I'm going to get up early. I'm going to take you by the house where I had 2 stepbrothers. And one was of tan color and one was black. You see, they had different parents. Understand, this was kind of confusing to me. They had different parents. But I think they had the same dad. If I'm not mistaken, they had the same dad. And their dad married my mother. And therefore, his 2 sons became my 2 stepbrothers. So our family was getting bigger. But can I assure you, times were becoming much more and more challenging for me. Not only in our family, but in school. It was getting really bad. Really bad. And you will find out some amazing stories there. That's the first place that I got to see 2 men holding hands. And I was scared, I ran. I was scared I ran because I didn't want to be like them. Okay, I ran a lot of times in my life. I'm not running anymore. I'm sharing my story with you. Because I believe it's going to help a lot of people, and if it doesn't help anyone, it's going to help me. It's going to give my son the opportunity to get to know me. I want to get to know you. I told you I went upstairs one day and I saw my mom crying. We used to see my mom crying a lot. My mom's boyfriend, before she got married, and this is where we're going to end this, he used to propose to her through seasons. It would be maybe several times a year. He was engaged to her. And with the pressure of his parents coming on to him, he would end up backing out of marrying her. So they'd have a date set. She would be excited. Oh, she would be excited. Guess what? The whole family was excited. And then, in our eyes, he let us down. But let me assure that if he's watching this, I forgive you. We all forgive you. We all forgive you. So things happen the way they do without understanding. We can just accept it sometimes. So my mother was crying. This happened several times, and finally she had enough. Finally she had enough, and she started dating this guy who was a lot smaller than her. Usually, remember I told you she dated men that were taller? The guy that she was dating with the Roadrunner, he was probably about her height, maybe a little bit taller. We loved him. He had a beard. He had a beard and a mustache, and I loved that a lot. Because I used to take my matchboxes when he would go to sleep. He would sleep on our sofa when he would come over sometimes and need a nap. And I would take these matchboxes, and he would tell me that I could rub him up and down his chest. That was fun for me. I really enjoyed that, you know? Them were some amazing moments for me because he knew I loved to play with matchboxes, and he knew I loved him a lot. I still do love him a lot. And I remember rubbing my matchboxes up and down him while he went and took his nap. And when he fell asleep, I would do it a little bit quieter over him. I really enjoyed that. And his chest, of course, were like mountains back here. His chest was more like mountains, and his belly sometimes was like the city on Lafayette Street. And I would have the General Lee, I think, at that time. I'm not sure if it was at that time or not, but I think that's the house we got our first models at, too. At my grandma's house. Got models. The General Lee model was one of my favorite, of course, to put together. Let me tell you something. I love the General Lee when I was a kid growing up. And so we wanted everything General Lee. BJ McKay and his best friend, Bear. We used to watch that at my grandparents a lot. I'm dancing all over the place because this is a day where I'm just going to babble. All right? Because we're not at the home yet where I am going to share with you. I'm telling you, the next few years of my life are going to change very quickly. We're going to get right through it. Because these were the most dominant years that a lot of amazing things happened. This was the base of things that I constantly looked back on and reflected. That's why I remember almost everything. I remember the details just about. I even remember what Papa Dino's pizza tasted like, and I'd love to have a slice right now. Oh yes, nobody makes pizza like Papa Dino's. My favorite was a pizza sub. A pizza sub, do you know what a pizza sub is? It's just a whole lot of cheese in a slice of bread, much like a hot dog, with a lot of sauce. And when you would open that up, because they'd cut it in two, and when you'd open up the sub, oh, it was like this. The cheese was like this, like a slingshot. I'm gonna slingshot you with my cheese. Only I won't do that, you see? Because I'm going to eat it. Oh, and I hope I don't choke on it. Be careful if you ever eat a long piece of cheese. Be careful, be careful, be careful. There's a couple situations there that I'm going to explain. I'm going to go through it very quickly, and then we're going to move on to another place, okay? So just bear with me. Today is a day. Give me permission to just hop around and talk about anything. Give me permission to just hop around. Do whatever you want to around your house. Play your video games. Clean up the house. Laugh at me. Make comments. Get outside. Do your own videos. What are you doing watching me? Get out there, do your own videos. Share your life story with somebody, would you? All right. I would love that. I would love to hear your life story. So check this out. The General Lee was my all-time favorite car. So much that when the Knight Rider came out, my brother and my sister loved the Knight Rider because it had the light. Shoo, 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 shoo. And let me tell you something. The General Lee was my ultimate car. And when Knight Rider came out, shoo, 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 shoo. Right? Do you remember that? This is just goof off time. I'm going to waste up some time. You might want to just turn this video off and go somewhere else for now. But I'll have a new video and it'll be more serious tomorrow. But can I just tell you that I was very, very upset that Knight Rider came in because it felt like it was kicking the General Lee's butt. And I don't mean that it was, but it felt that way. Oh, the General Lee was the car. Starsky and Hutch was one thing. The General Lee was, excuse me. Oh, I almost burped. I'm sorry, excuse me. So, anyway, the Starsky and Hutch was one car. BJ McKay was the truck. Everybody loved it, and his best friend, Bear. Did you ever get used to doing something every Friday for a long time, and all of a sudden you don't do it anymore? Think about it. The Dukes are now, at this time in my life, we're shutting down and Knight Rider's moving in. We're not going deer spotting anymore. Not with my mom's boyfriend. Not with the Road Runner. We're not having burnout competitions anymore. We're not sitting on the edge of the door. All of a sudden, guess what? Tracilyn is starting to lose those things. They were only for a season. But let me tell you something. When the Knight Rider came out, that bugged me. Because now that's taking the place of my favorite car. I love the General Lee. Always wanted to hit a horn. Boop, boop, boop. Do-do-do-do-do-do-do-do-do-do. Charge! Yeehaw! I can't do that right now. My voice is kind of bugged. But check this out. Now I can't go deer spotting anymore with him and the Road Runner. And you'll find out he came in and out of our lives a little bit here and there because he loved us. And he'd stop by to say hi to my mom. He loved my mom. I don't know if he still does or not. I don't want to get him in trouble, you know. People still love people, but they might not stay together but for a season. And let me tell you something. General Lee, the Road Runner, to me in my heart at that time is pretty much the same. We're living a wild life, doing crazy things. Only we don't have dirt roads. We got these kinds of roads. Believe it or not, we used to cruise up and down this road many times before they turned it into a walkway. And there used to be a bar on the other side of this mountain, this other hill right here, up top where the road is now. I'm gonna keep on walking. But there used to be a bar up there. And every Friday when we would come out here to go deer spotting, we would get, did you ever have a hot sausage? We would either stop at Frog's Holler down the road, which I'm going to share some stories with you, then I might repeat this again. But there was a bar up here that later on was taken down, and when that went, it was only there for a season. Would you say that a lot of things are here in this world for a season? I don't know. Maybe. Maybe. This bar up here was only here for a season too. And when it was gone, that broke my heart too, because every Friday we did the same thing. We would get hot sausages, then we would come over here and go deer spotting after we all took turns driving on Old State Road, telling ghost stories. And very seldom did we ever go to another mountain. This was our mountain. To this day, this is our mountain. This is my mountain. I said someday I'm going to own this mountain. Someday I'm going to own this mountain. I'm going to have a home back here, an amazing, beautiful home. I'm going to share it with a hot Italian man. But now, I don't think so. But I used to think that, not necessarily with an Italian man, but I used to think someday I'm going to own this whole mountain. What do you think of that? Did you ever think someday you're going to own a whole entire mountain or a whole city? Well, I used to think that about here because I loved it so much. And nobody appreciated this mountain as much as me as far as I was concerned. Yeah, I spent a lot of time up here. A lot of time. And even during my walk when I was going to that church that I will start to talk to you about, I used to hear God's voice tell me that I'm going to own this, that this is mine, that it's already mine. He already told me. He told me it was mine. Can you imagine that? Can you imagine hearing a voice in your head tell you that this mountain is already yours? How would you feel about that I just told you that? Am I crazy? Am I crazy because I just said that? Maybe. Maybe I was crazy. Sometimes I feel crazy. This was the place for me to be, to do some in-depth thinking. Can you hear the crickets? Some of the birds in the distance, the leaves blowing. Oh, beautiful. This is beautiful out here. Yes. This is where I first went skinny dipping. We had a lot of parties back here. This is the mountain outside of our city. 20-minute drive. 20-minute drive. Depending on how fast you're going. I used to spend a lot of time out here. That bar, when that disappeared, we used to get this hot sausage bologna, and we would each get it. It was like split in half, so it was probably, half the size. Here, let me show you. It's probably about that big. Okay. And it always had like skin on it, so we had to kind of rip that off, and we loved doing that. Some people actually ate the skin. Oh, ooh. No, not me. I didn't eat the skin. Did you? Did you ever eat that? What about you? You know what? You might be like 50, you might be 80, you might be 120. I don't know. Did you ever eat the skin off hot bologna? Do you even know what hot bologna is? Let me tell you something. It was amazingly spicy hot. And let me tell you, because of my mom and because of her boyfriend, I love hot, spicy food. Very much. I love it spicy. So I was telling you, this road we used to drive on a lot. And I knew that when I was coming back here, and I was seeking and searching. Over here is the mountain we used to spend a lot of time. I'm trying to figure out my life during the time that I'm walking here. On this road. Why can't I walk this road that we used to drive? Why do you think that was? Why do you think they closed down this road for us to walk on, and then they went up there? Did you ever think of stuff like that? It's kind of crazy to think of things like that, maybe. Well, that used to go through my head too. Did you ever wonder what your purpose was in life? Did you ever sit back and wonder, why am I even here? I don't fit in. I don't get along with people too good. Right? Sometimes it seems, did you ever feel like some of the things in life that you enjoy, maybe pretending? Maybe even at the age of 40, you want to play hide and seek, freeze tag, or a good game of kick the can. Did you ever think of that? I think of that sometimes. I think, what if I got a whole bunch of friends together, you know, people together, and we could play a game of kick the can, or hide and seek, and maybe that Italian man would come and find me behind the bushes, and maybe he'd force me to kiss him. Huh? And I'd like it. Huh? I'm a little bit older now, I'd probably like that. I'm not encouraging anybody to do that, mind you. But maybe this time I'd like it. Or maybe I'd tackle him and give him a kiss. You never knew. Could happen. I'm a little bit stronger now. I've been working out a little bit. And think how many times I walked this. Wait till you hear the story about how many times I walked on this thing. Oh my goodness. That's probably why I am skinny. You know, I'm very grateful for that. And if you're not, it's okay. I don't judge character on the outside. I judge character, but not the body, okay? Whatever you look like, physical appearance doesn't matter to me. What matters to me the most is what's in your heart. Are you being loving to me? You being nice? Listen, do you want to insult me? Get it over with. Get it over with. Insult me. Leave a comment down below. It's okay. If you liked the video so far, do me a favor and hit the like button. Down here, I'm learning, is my website, tracilyn.com. Up on this side, you can hit the subscription button. Okay? Eventually, I'm hoping to put a subscription button over here for my other YouTube page. Got all kinds of videos on there, music. That's really what I want to do. Do I want to walk around talking to myself? Not really. But I do it anyway, and I figured, why not have the camera on? Why not have the camera on if I want to be talking to myself? That way, if anybody says, are you talking to yourself? Are you talking to yourself? You, are you talking to yourself? I can say, no, I'm talking to all my friends out here in YouTube land. On Facebook. You're talking to people on Facebook? Yes, I am right now, live. We're live, streaming live right here in Lickdale, Pennsylvania. But listen, I'm just babbling, using up memory, getting some things out of my system. I wanted to take a walk, and I figured, why not walk with you? I want to share some of the things in my life that I was dealing with here. I might not be back. I might not make it. I might not make it back here. So how about if I just share this journey with you so you can see all the beauty that this is? And how about this? Check this out. You can remember Old State Road by this video. If I ever say, listen, I'm inside my bedroom and I'm sharing with you about Old State Road. Now you know where it is. You can look it up on the map. Look it up on the map. I mapped it out on my Facebook page, facebook.com/Tracilyn21. Okay, if at any time this video shuts down, know that it is the end. For this video. And I'll probably pick up at the new house in Lebanon, just off of Walnut Street. Oh, we're going to have all kinds of stories to share with you there as we go through life. And I'm going to figure out the year that it was, probably around 83, 84, maybe not 84. I don't know. We'll figure it out for you. It might have only been 2 or 3 years that we lived on Lafayette Street, because remember, I think by the time I was in 3rd, definitely 4th grade, we lived with my stepdad. My stepdad and his children, who I loved very much, and I still do. I still love him. We had a lot of fun times together. Right? I didn't like what he did to my mother, but I did love his children. You know, we had a lot of good times. So, and we got lots of candy together. We walked around together. I had my first pack. I was the first time I was a leader of a pack. It was great. It was really great. Great feeling. Did you ever be a leader of a pack? Remember, I'm in a whole neighborhood filled with people. That went away too. I lost that moving in with this guy. Okay, moving in with this guy. Not his fault. It's just that we were moving to a new neighborhood Now understand, I'm losing the mountain. We're not coming up to the mountain that much. It's not the same. You'll find out that with this guy, he used to bring us up here too. It wasn't the same anymore. It's never the same with somebody else. To me, it wasn't at that time. Why? Why even do the same things with somebody else? It's not the same unless we could have our old life back. But something in my heart told me it'll never be the same again. Okay? And it wasn't. It wasn't. It was different. It was different. Not better, not worse, different. I didn't know it then. I didn't know it. I didn't wake up to that. Look at this beautiful water. Isn't that beautiful? So check this out. The General Lee is now going off air. Night Rider's moving in. The A-Team. Maybe even Street Hawk. Do you remember that with a motorcycle? Please, I hope I don't upset anybody, but I never cared for those kind of motorcycles. I always liked the choppers because my mom's boyfriend at that time had a chopper, and then he had a Suzuki. And let me tell you something. I used to love the Harley Davidsons, and you'll find out there's a Harley Davidson shop in London, Pennsylvania that is to die for. It is now. It got bigger over the years, but I loved Harley Davidson motorcycles more than I ever did the Ninjas or anything like that. I always did. I don't know why. Was it my mom's boyfriend? I'm not sure. There's a reason. I might figure it out as we go. So we lose the General Lee. The Night Rider moves in. Street Hawk. All these things are moving so quickly as we're going through life. And now I'm losing the mountain to go spotting. And we're losing the Road Runner and all those fun times of hanging out the car. Ghost stories. All this stuff is happening. But meanwhile, new things are happening. But I'm still stuck on what was. I'm still stuck at home. I'm still stuck at house number 2. I'm still stuck. I'm still stuck. And I feel different than everybody else. What am I gonna do? Now I gotta share a bedroom with 2 brothers. Not to mention my other brother. It's 4 brothers in one room. All in one room. Yes, I said brother because that's what they labeled me as. But it's very obviously, if you get to know me, I'm not a brother. But I can be your brother if that's what you want. Kind of funny to me, but I prefer to be your sister. Will you accept me as your sister? I'm here to ask you in Lickdale today. Will you accept me as your sister? Can we just not judge each other for physical appearance and our own idea of how people should look? I hope so. I hope so. Because you will find out that I am very relative to the stereotypical lady that you meet in your life. I'm a very sensitive spirit. And a lot of that started to happen right here. It started to come out as I sought deeper into my own heart. I'm going to help you get into your heart on this road just off of 72 in Lickdale, Pennsylvania, the other side of Lickdale. Oh, there's all kinds of stories up here that I could share with you. I wish I had the time. I don't have the time. Today I'm wasting time, but not wasting time. I'm investing time in things that I might not be able to come back and share with you. So just know when we go to the next house, so many things again were being torn out of my house. Now it wasn't just a move. It wasn't just one person. It wasn't just my dad who was everything to me. It was everything. Why is this happening to me all the time? We're only here for a couple years. Now we're moving again. Now we're moving again. Now we're moving again. Why do we keep on moving again? I want to go to the mountains. I want to drive the Road Runner. I want to do burnout competitions. I want the General Lee back on television. I don't like change. Do humans like change? Do we like change? Do you like change? Change is happening right now as we speak. An amazing change. A shift in the entire universe. You are going to find that out. Oh yes. People are waking up. And it's beginning to happen super fast. Because we've been oppressed. Yes, we've been oppressed most of our lives. We can't tolerate that anymore. We want to be free. We want to be free. Born free. Born free, born free. Yes, you and me, we were born free. But we were told much different sometimes. You know? Sometimes silent judgment will get the better of us, right? Remember I shared that with you? Sometimes words don't need to be spoken. Sometimes you gotta be quiet. Sometimes. Sometimes you gotta be quiet, and sometimes people will quietly give you judgment. It's in their actions, you can see it. Maybe the way they treat you. Maybe the way they don't acknowledge you, or they do. Maybe they open up a door for you. Huh? Or maybe they slam the door in your face. I hope not. If anybody ever does that to you, please forgive them and continue on with your life. Don't take it personally, because it's not you. Really, they're slamming that door on their own face. And if they're opening the door, they're opening it for themselves. And I know you think that's crazy right now, but what I'm trying to share with you is that we're all one. We're transitioning. In the Knight Rider, if you watch the Knight Rider versus watching the Dukes of Hazzard, and you might not be interested in that, but I don't know any of the new shows. I need to catch up to date with you guys. I don't watch commercial television anymore. And you'll start to find out why. Why I don't. But generally, and the Knight Rider had a lot of things in common. They had different paint jobs, different cars. Speaking of cars, did you ever watch Smokey and the Bandit? Burt Reynolds, what do you think of him? Huh? And let me tell you something. Remember I told you my grandmother, or my grandfather was known as the ice cream man, and he went door to door selling ice cream? Well, we used to have a blue ice cream truck that would come through and give soft ice cream. He'd play music. Did you ever hear one of those? And he would show up right in front of our doorstep. Every day after school, we'd get off about 2:45, 2:50, I think it was, 2:50. Why was it 2:50 and not 3 o'clock? I don't know. That's what they did. And we would run home and we would get ice cream. Right around 3 or 3:30, he'd show up about 3:30, give us time to get home from school. Maybe a little later sometimes, but we knew when he was coming, and we would always go out there. I'd love a milkshake. Yes, and chocolate ice cream. Oh, yes. But I never liked the ice cream cones when I was younger. I didn't want to eat that. Just the ice cream, please. In a dish. Sprinkles. Do you like sprinkles? I love sprinkles. So here's the thing. We would get ice cream with sprinkles and go inside and watch Scooby-Doo. Or we would watch the Archies. Yes, or Josie and the Pussycats. That was one of my favorite cartoons. Josie and the Pussycats, and guess who I wanted to be? Figure it out. Figure it out. If you know Josie, if you don't know who they are, look them up online. Everything's online nowadays. Everything's just a few clicks away for information right now today. Yes, I'm rhyming again. I'm jumping around because I'm filling in. When I start off tomorrow, I'm going to leave Lafayette behind. Okay? What I'm doing is I'm going through my life one last time. I wanted to write a book about it. I'm going to keep telling you about that. And I'm realizing this is a good way to go about it. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to Ziploc this and burn it. I want to forget about it. It's what I've been through, and I'm tired of looking back on my life. I want to start living in the now. What do you think of that? I am thankful for my life, but I spent too many years looking behind me. What's up here? What's up there? I don't know. And I may never know if I don't keep walking forward and looking ahead. If I'm always looking back, do I walk backwards like this? And if I keep thinking life was better there, don't you think it's going to be a painful walk? It's going to be very painful if I'm walking and I'm looking backwards like that. Yes. I may even run in and trip over this tree over here. You know? I may run into this mountain. You know? I could fall into a hole or something. Into the water. Remember, I can't swim that good. It might be deeper than here. It might be. What do you think about that? Did you ever go through life looking backwards at everything I was just saying? I don't want to keep repeating it, but you're looking backwards. Life was always better back there. Imagine the further we go. I was telling you about the Dukes of Hazzard. What about this? I don't know what shows you watch now. I don't know how old you are now. You may have never even heard of the Dukes of Hazzard. But here's the thing. If everything back there, my whole life on Lafayette Street, the lives before, is way back there, and I keep looking back there, but I'm moving forward, number one, I'm going to miss what's right here now, ain't I? Ain't I? Ain't I? Yeah, I know people don't like when I say that, but I'm saying it. How am I going to see what's in front of me? I'm always looking here behind me. Always looking behind me. You're going to find out at one point in my car that I have, all my cars, the first thing to go in any car that VCAT has, I won't do it to your car. If I borrow your car, I won't do it, I promise. I take my rearview mirror out. I get rid of it. If you drive in my car, or you see the inside of my car, you'll notice that I have no rearview mirror. A lot of people ask me that. I remember the first time teenagers asked me that. And you know what my words were? I don't need to see what's behind me anymore. I need to see where I'm going. I need to see where I'm going. It's important to me. It's important to everybody in this car that I watch where I'm going, not where I've been. And I used to have a habit of driving my car and looking up at that rearview mirror all the time because I thought I was talented and I could look forward while looking back. But I was more focused on what was behind me. And I'd always get stressed out when people would come up and I felt that they were too close to me. So instead of all that stress building up one day, I took that mirror down and I started having less stress in my life. And I started realizing that going forward is what mattered the most. I don't want to miss what's in front of me. Most importantly, I don't want to miss where I am now. Okay? Now, if I borrow your car, what I may do is do this. You might not see it right now, but what I did is I took my little monitor and I turned it up, put it up to the roof. And the reason why I go up instead of down is so I don't see the mirror, but so I push it up. It's a reminder that I need to keep my head up. I need to keep my head up looking forward. All right? Stay up. Don't look down. I spent too many years of my life with my head down. I spent too many years of my life looking in my rearview mirror. I spent too many years of my life looking backwards and thinking it was better back there. Well, I had no other choice. I'm moving forward. I'm going forward. What's back there? It hurts. It hurts. Oh, it hurts me so bad. It hurts me so bad. I don't want it to hurt no more. Well, then guess what, Tracilyn? Stop looking back there and stop thinking your life was better. It's not better. It's never better. It's never better. It's always different. And you might not be in agreement with me. Let me tell you something. Please don't let me make you think any differently than you want to think. I want to help you. I want to help you as I go through my life journey and I share with you. I want you to maximize your life journey. Okay? I want you to maximize your life journey and happiness. You know where your happiness is? Let me tell you something right now. You know what my dream is? Do you have a dream? My dream has changed over the years. I'll tell you what I want. I'll tell you what I want. My dream is to have a rock and roll ministry. A children's rock and roll ministry. 50 style. See, I don't use techno and software to generate music. I like to play my guitar a lot and musical instruments. Do 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 do. And I love to wear costumes. I like that a lot. Yeah. And I love children of all ages. I don't care if you're 73, 62, 42, 41. Huh? You want to play a good game of football? If I get the ball and you tackle me, see, I would only play touch football. If you're going to tackle me, be gentle. Not on the street. Don't be rough. Always pick me up and gently lay me down. Okay? Gentle. Be gentle. I'm very fragile. You'll find that out. I'm very fragile. So here's today's lesson. Let us not look back thinking that life was better. If you want to look back for a few more years and keep thinking that, you're going to be in a lot of pain. And it's okay. I love you. I'll always be here for you. But let me tell you something. The sooner we learn not to keep looking back and thinking it was better while we're moving forward, and we have no other choice to move forward. And if we're going to keep thinking that life was bad behind us, or better behind us, If it was bad behind us, we may want to run. If you feel life was bad behind you, then go with it. Run! 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 But don't miss what's here now, okay? Don't worry, as long as you're safe. Are you safe? Are you safe? Are you safe? I'm safe. We're safe. Whew. Okay. Run if things were bad, okay? And you recognize that. But there's good and bad in everything. Understand that. Even the bad works for our benefit. You're going to find that out as I continue to talk to you. So many things to talk to you about. So here we go. This road, I am going to speak to you about. This is going to be my babbling road. Can I do that? This is my babbling road. I learned a lot out here. I saw it a lot. I'm going to keep looking at the monitor because I love to look at myself now. And there were times that I wanted to punch it. I wanted to punch it like this. I want to punch that mirror. I want to punch that monitor because I don't like the way I look. I don't like the way I sound. I don't like me. Punch, punch, punch. Punch, punch, punch. Punch, punch. Don't punch your monitor. Don't do it. Please don't. Stop. No. No, what are you doing? No, no, stop it. Thank you. Don't punch your monitor, okay? Listen, look, I'm lying down. Am I upside down now? Hi. Here I am. You like to make funny faces. I like to make funny faces. So check this out. My dream is to have a children's rock and roll ministry, and I just want to do what I love to do all day long. That's what I've been doing. Kind of challenging if you're going to live like that, huh? That's what they say. What are you going to do? How are you going to feed yourself? I don't know. Right now, I'm drinking my water, and I'm spending a lot of time talking to you because I care about you. I care about you, and you may be alone right now. I don't know what you're going through. I'm going to share with you some amazing things that I've been through. So you get to know me, and you know that you are not alone, no matter what you are going through or what you've done. No, our lives might not be identical, okay? But let me tell you something. You're going to find out that I had quite a life journey. But for some reason, all the things that I went through that were very painful still didn't remind me that life was always better back there. No, wrong. Life is better right now because we're living now. We're living now. We're not living there. It's kind of like driving. It's like taking a drive in your car. Did you ever just go from your house to a friend's house? For any reason? Think of all the beauty that you miss if you're just focused on getting to the house, or if you're focused thinking, I wish I would just stayed home. Who knows what you might be missing along the way? You know? Let us enjoy the moment. Let us enjoy the moment. Maybe one of your favorite characters is out on the street. Maybe you see VCat when you're walking by or driving by, and VCat will wave at you, but you're too busy thinking of something. No, you're too busy watching my videos. I'm just kidding. You can watch my videos, or you can listen to them. Listen. I love you, I care about you, and I know I'm babbling. It's what I do. You are going to have a lot of time to get to know me. Skip ahead. Anytime that you're watching this, skip ahead if you're getting bored with it. Okay? If you're getting bored with it, skip ahead. This here is a video that I just put together of a whole lot of nothing with something in it. There's always something in it. I don't really know what else to talk about right now. I'm kind of getting tired. Okay? But just know this. Back here, yeah, it was good for the season. Dukes of Hazzards was wonderful for the season. All right? Knight Rider came in. All right. We had Starsky the Hutch back there, too. All right. We got, who else? The A-Team. And by the way, at my grandparents', we used to watch, that's where I was introduced to WWF wrestling every Saturday. Every Saturday. every single Saturday. That's what we watched. My favorite one at the time was Tony Atlas. Everybody loved Tony Atlas. He was the one who held the belt. Yes, Tony Atlas and Jimmy Superfly Snuka. And I just liked his name, Snuka. Jimmy Superfly Snuka. Oh, I loved it. I'm not sure if Jesse Ventura was there then or not. Hulk Hogan came out. Eventually Randy, Macho Man Savage, who I didn't like in the beginning, but once I got to see the girl who was kind of acting as a manager, if you will, or something, a cheerleader, I don't know. I wanted to be her. I don't even remember her name, but I wanted to be her, to be close to Randy Macho Man Savage. Yes. I liked him a lot after a while. He grew on me. And Andre the Giant even came to our city high school. Yes. Wrestling even came to our city, Lebanon, Pennsylvania. Lebanon High School. Yes. Yes. Andre the Giant. He was really tall. Did you ever meet anyone really tall? I have a girlfriend up in Cleveland. She's really tall. She's really tall and beautiful. Beautiful. Yes. She was a basketball player. Amazing. Big heart. Big heart. So check this out. I love you. I'm Tracilyn, also known as VCat. Here's my website. Right here. Right here. Tracilyn.com. Download some free music. Over here, you're going to see a subscription button, okay? Subscribe to this channel so you're the first to get some of the video uploads. Over here, I'm going to start trying to put it on to my other, so you can watch some of my other videos. Listen, everything was kind of rushed. I'm sorry about that. This video may be a throwaway video for you, but trust in this. There's other videos to listen to, and I promise you that when I go to talk tomorrow, I'm going to be more centered in. Right now, this was kind of just a babble day. And when I feel like babbling, I'm going to come back here with this camera and I'm going to upload it. Why not? Why not upload it and share it with the world? Okay? So, stay focused on where you are. Be thankful where you are now. And know that you're not alone when it comes to separation from what's behind us to what's ahead of us. I wonder what's around that corner. Do you know? What's around this corner up here? I don't know. I'll tell you what is. Many years of me walking back and forth. Many years of me walking back and forth. And seeking a God that's out there somewhere. Never knowing. He's right in here. He's right in there. He's right in your heart. Or she. Are you a girl or a boy? I don't know. It doesn't matter. We're all one. Okay? I am you and you are me. And this is crazy, isn't it? I know it is. It may be. It may sound crazy, or you may be like, duh, Tracilyn, duh. Let me tell you something right now. Let me tell you something right now. My hope is that whether you're still in diapers or you lived a long life and you ended up in diapers, that you know, I like to wear diapers. And I also have a big heart for all people. I'm realizing in life that it's more enjoyable for me to be on this end than maybe to be sitting there with you. What do you think of that? I don't necessarily get along as well sitting on the other end of this camera with a group of people. I don't know why. But I do enjoy this a lot. I wish I had someone to share my life with. Maybe a dog. Not really. No. No dog. No dog. No dog. No dog. No dog. Maybe someday a man. Maybe someday. I don't know. Maybe someday a General Lee. You never know. But check this out. It's beautiful back here, isn't it? We used to drive on this road. I don't know what's around the corner. It's a lot of years of walking. I'm looking forward to share it with you when I feel like babbling again. Check out my other videos. I'm going to try to title this differently so that you can recognize that it's a babble video. It's a babble video, that's all. It's kind of like a catch-up with the catch-up. It's mustard. Let's call this mustard. Mustard or mayonnaise, please? Am I making you a cheeseburger? I don't know. It could be a cheeseburger. Let's call this mustard. Is it necessary? Not everybody wants mustard on their cheeseburger. Not everybody wants cheese on their cheeseburger. Then I guess it wouldn't be a cheeseburger, would it? I don't know. What do you think of that face? Huh? What's a funny face? Do you like to make funny faces? I like to. I also like to do little girly things. Yeah. Like this, right there. What do you think of that? Hi. Hello, my name is Tracilyn. I love you. We're gonna get to see what's around the corner the next time I babble. This is where I'm gonna start off. Hopefully. If I start too soon, way back there, leave me a comment, scold me, tell me. It's scold. That's what we used to say when you were yelling at a child. Scold them, you know. Do you ever say that anymore? Do you hear parents say that? Scold, I'm gonna scold you. Scold me. Scold me right now. You don't like this? Did you feel you're wasting your whole day listening to this? Let me tell you something. Scold me. Scold me on a comment. Insult me, if you will. This meant nothing to you. It was a waste of time. But notice, I'm going to title it differently so you recognize. I don't know what I'm going to do it yet. Babbling. Mustard. I don't know. Pickles. A lot of times people take pickles and throw them off their cheeseburgers. I'm the one who eats those. I eat those. I eat the pickles off of cheeseburgers, okay? Give me your pickles. Give me your pickles. I'll eat them. I love pickles. Alright, I love you. I know this is a waste of a video, maybe to you. But on a serious note, the next few videos won't be, I promise. And as I go through the next few years of my life, it's going to go by very quickly. Okay? So have forgiveness, and know that I love you. I'm Tracilyn. I'm also known as VCat. You can call me a crazy person if you want. I got my nose pierced. What do you think of that? Huh? Some people have tattoos. I got a darker eyeliner on today. Thank you, Walmart. I love you guys.